So what does it mean to follow your instincts? To follow that little thing, that intuition that these artists are always freaking talking about, that we might not always understand how exactly we do that. It's like, okay, follow your instincts, but what really freaking is there? Like, how do we actually just let go and allow that to take over and allow it to get us to somewhere great, to create great freaking art in whatever creative field that you're doing? This is something that applies to music as much as it does public speaking, as much as it does any type of art out there, as much as it applies to any creative act out there, as much as it applies to any sport out there. It's an amazing damn thing to be able to trust that instinct to bring you to greater and greater places, because you may not have somebody that's going to help you and give you a model to follow after. You might not have that inspiration. There's something that you can't put words on yet that you want to bring into the world, and it might seem like the craziest idea to a lot of people right now, or maybe you don't even fully understand it. This is something that a lot of us creatives go through, because it's like you're not always going to have that person to follow. How do people, if you think about great creatives, where the heck do they create what they create from? It's something so different, so unique, so damn amazing, and it seems like it got pulled out of thin air. But this is the thing I've been diving into, and I want to share this with you if you're a creative trying to do the same exact thing. So what I dove into it with is finding out what it really means when artists say trust your instinct, trust your gut, to let go, to follow a feeling. This is what I heard Pharrell, Kanye, Shakira, a lot of artists, even James Gunn talking about it. You know, a lot of them talk about being able to follow that. But I was like, okay, what the freak, like what actually is that? And what I found is that it's like following a feeling / a gut instinct of what you are trying to bring out. But sometimes you kind of have to train it to know what you're trying to go for. Of course, it's like if your gut doesn't know exactly what you're trying to go towards, a feeling of what you uniquely connect with, it's not going to be able to bring that out. So let me give you an example. So for me in speaking and doing this stuff, doing these videos, I love to be able to bring about joy, energy, and I love to try to bring out more faith and more love and connection, and bring that stuff out. But I didn't always know how I was going to do that over these videos, but I really got distinct about it after hearing about this stuff. Like, okay, Pharrell Williams said that he would try to reverse engineer a feeling and then try to create that same feeling but have it be different. What he means by this is, like, he gave the example of a building. He says you're trying to reverse engineer how a feeling made him feel, get that same feeling in a different building. So it's like it's a different thing, but it's a similar feeling. Tyler, the Creator, he said that he would go to clubs, and he didn't really like clubs, but the thing that he would focus on is focusing on the feelings that it was creating within the songs that they were creating within certain people. So some girls really loved the fact that there was these little hooks that were really just hitting, and they really loved it, and he would see that and be like, oh, okay, he knows that that feeling is creating something there. So if we're trying to do that, reverse engineer that feeling, that allows him to trust his gut and know, okay, this is the feeling that I'm trying to get to, and allowing your gut to catch on to that, like your gut and your instinct and your natural ability of your supercomputer of a mind to be like, all right, how can we reverse engineer that? How can we get towards that? And it's not always going to be one for one, like, okay, this is the exact same pattern that you put in, because it's something that applies to movies as much as it does music, as much as it does all this stuff. I heard that Quentin Tarantino used, I forgot what the guy's name was, but he was like a speaker, or I don't know, like he was something, but Quentin Tarantino said that he would use the rhythm of his speaking for how he would write his dialogues. It was a crazy thing. He said he would put that on and kind of listen to that, and that's how he would write his dialogues. So it's a rhythm, it's a feeling, it's a thing there that he's getting out to be able to follow that. And that's training the gut, training the instinct, training the awareness to be able to get you there. And I realized from my videos, I didn't exactly have that very clear. So I love to play like golf. I've just started playing golf. I love to play Call of Duty. I love to do these things. And I've realized that when I'm doing these things that I'm trying to improve at, if I have a kind of inspiration, model, something I'm trying to get to, I'll watch the best of the best play. I've been watching Tiger Woods for my golf swing, and it trains the gut. It trains that instinct to know, okay, this is what we're kind of trying to do here. I don't like this. I actually like smooth, nice, consistent swings. And when that trains my gut, all of a sudden when I start not doing that, my gut instantly knows something is wrong, even if I don't fully understand it, and it starts solving the problem. There's a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, and I think this goes perfectly with that book. In that book, it basically talks about how you can set in your mind, in your supercomputer of a mind, what you want it to get to. So if you're playing, The Inner Game of Tennis, sorry, that's what the name of the book was called. He said that it would basically, if you're trying to get better at tennis, what you're basically trying to do is train your mind to be able to, like, you're seeing it in your mind exactly what you want the swing to be. You're kind of seeing it, you're watching the best of the best play, and the more that you do that, you're setting in your mind what you want it to do versus having to force it. And then you just go, and the second part of that framework for this book is to let it happen. Just going in there, playing, having fun, and letting it happen. And how often do we not do that? We are trying to make it happen ourselves versus engineering that feeling of how you want it to feel, how you want it, the kind of gist of the swing of a tennis racket is the same as how you want a song to feel. Same as I'm trying to do it with these videos, how I want them to feel, the feelings I want it to create in you guys when you are watching it, as much as me when I'm watching it back. That is how we start to get our mind to go somewhere. Trusting that instinct, trusting that feeling that we can start to chase. And it's a powerful thing because Kanye talked about it too. He said that he would, when he used to make music, his really, really good music, he would have to turn his mind off. Or when he was designing his clothes too, he would have to basically turn into a 3-year-old and trust what he feels instead of what he knows. Forget about what he knows. Get back into that gut. That's what we're trying to get into. We all have things that make us feel something, whether you're watching a movie, whether you're watching like a TV show, or you're listening to music. What is that feeling that you really enjoy about that stuff? I've realized that in certain songs that I love, there's a certain feeling about them. Like Kanye, Pharrell, Shakira. I love this freaking music. Selena, I love that music. And I started to ask myself, what the freak is it that I love about that so much? A lot of it is the joy, the pure joy that they can sing with. The energy about it, the ability, just the playfulness, the confidence and conviction in that stuff, man, is so amazing. And I realized that there's a certain blend that I'm looking for that I love, that connects with me, that I don't really see in many speakers, that I can't really find. So I'm trying to bring that and go in my own lane through that. And I don't need an example to be like, okay, I have to go and find this specific person and follow exactly what they're doing. But it's a feeling that now I'm starting to plot out and knowing, okay, mind, this is what we're trying to do. And I'm starting to see how it's starting to put together things to help me get there. It's fixing my tonality. It's helping me find out, dive into how certain artists are doing their thing to find out and reverse engineer how I can do it for me. So whatever it is for you, you can literally start to get a feeling of how you want what you want to come about. For me, I have fundamentals of what I'm doing. Like, I love to be in love, joy, peace, but then also I have tonality, I have the content that I'm making, like just different fundamentals. And now I'm starting to have a little folder within a folder that's basically inspirations and kind of the feeling that I want to go for. You could do the same thing for whatever you are currently doing. So let's say you're a musician and you want to bring about something that's different, but different in a way of whatever that is for you. It may be like, it's a freaking loud plane. Maybe, sorry guys, but maybe it's like there's something about a certain movie that you've watched and it's like, this movie just created some kind of feeling in me and I want to bring that to this song. Look, Tyler the Creator even said that there was a song called Boredom that he made, and in order to write this song, for one, he had a feeling of just being completely bored. That was a feeling that he was following, but he also listened to a song by Stevie Wonder called God Bless the Child, and he played that song, looping it, the chords or whatever, in the background while he was writing the song the entire time. So that brought about an energy that allowed him to create this song that was different. Go listen to the song, you can kind of feel an energy behind both of them. I freaking love the concept of that, because it's like, oh man, there was a time where I used to make these videos and I would be editing the videos, but I would always listen to like Kanye, listen to certain music that would get me into a place, and I can feel it coming out in the videos. It was like kind of like a faster pace. I couldn't get it out fully. I wasn't that good at it yet, but there was something behind it that I felt was coming out when I would do that. And now Tyler the Creator just put words to it, and he gave us an example and some credibility because he's one of the best artists in the world. So how can you do that for what you're doing? What is the vibe? What is the music that you like? What are the movies? So I told you the music that I like. I love James Gunn movies. I love just like happy, joyous movies. I love Iron Man. I love that stuff. What is the TV shows that you like? Who are the people that you love listening to that just like have a good energy? What is it that you like about that? And how can you bring that about in what you're doing to combine all these things that are uniquely you into one specific thing that becomes just you, that stands out because it's uniquely you. I love you guys very much, man. Hope you guys are having an amazing one. I will talk to y'all in the next video. Peace.